let's go ahead and get this stream started. What is up, everybody? Welcome in, Stags and Does. How's everyone doing today? Hello, hi. My name is Redthedeer, and I am so happy you guys are here. Welcome in, Stags and Does. Like I said, today we're going to be doing a little bit of a fun challenge. So we have an update on Ascension, and it should go by very quickly. I'm trying to show you guys that there's patch notes every single day. It's the reason why I'm not loaded into the game right now. And the way that you want to see your patch notes before we get into doing the fun little challenge I'll talk about in a second is in the launcher itself. You click on news, then you click on changelog, and this is where you're going to see all of the patch notes. There's constantly things going out, like you can see here, just a quick little Fellsworn, increased base energy cost of Chaos Rush by 5, a little bit of a nerf there, but there's patch notes for every single class every single day. They've been doing everything they possibly can to balance this game. It's totally possible. Just wanted to throw that out there real fast. What are you running, tank or heals? I've been playing heals, and this is the challenge today. I'm currently level 40, or like really close to 40, 38 or something around there, okay? We're past the halfway point. We're gonna go into Conquest of Azeroth. We're gonna hop on our Pyromancer, which we've been healing on, Flame Weaving, and we're gonna try the 2 DPS specs, okay? We're gonna see how easy it is to swap specs mid-season, and the way that I was able to save my specialization is, if you've played the game a little bit, if you played Conquest of Azeroth in its first week, or if you play the new Dawnrise or Darkmoon Fair server the first week, which I believe you still have time, maybe tomorrow is the last day you have an opportunity to play, you'll get free donation points. And I used those donation points to be able to buy a specialization book for myself. So now I have dual specialization on that character. So I can save my healing spec and never have to touch it and still have it and be able to go back to it whenever I want to. But we're gonna hop on, we're gonna swap our specs, we're gonna try both of the DPS specs for Pyromancer, and it should be really fun. We also have another challenge. You guys can see this little bar right here. Thank you so much for the heart me. That's one of them. If you guys get me to 75 more followers, I'll put it at 1,500 on TikTok, which is insane considering where I was just five months ago, right? Where we've been growing like crazy. So thank you so much for all the support on that, but 75 more and I'll bleach my hair. It's about time in the summer that I do that anyways, but this will be really good motivation to try to help grow the channel as much as possible and continue sending us to the moon. You guys have been insane with it, and it has been incredibly fun. Yeah, we're level 39. Thank you for that follow, Jeff. Look at that. 1 out of 75, 74 more. I appreciate you. Welcome to SIO. So we're gonna hop on our Pyro. We're basically level 40. We're gonna immediately start swapping into our specs. We'll sit by our target dummy, which are gonna be outside Stormwind's gates. We'll play around with a little bit, and then we'll find a quest zone. I don't even know what quest zone's available for us at level 40. There's some scaling, so we can go to a lower one if we want to. Maybe Duskwood? That could be kind of cool, or something in Kalmandor too. We'll play around with it. There might be a new zone that we haven't tried out yet either. So either way, we're gonna try out some DPS specs. We're gonna see how easy it is to swap, and it's going to be awesome. Yes, we do have a purple app, 100%. Been playing Reaper, Necro sucks for PvP. The Necro I think sucks kind of overall, I'm not gonna lie. Necro's been kind of tough. I also wanted to add those 3 gifts on the bottom. You guys can see there's a special notification for the Bambi every time you guys heart me, and for a Galaxy there's a special notification. Otherwise it's always just gonna do the Taco Bell sound. Where am I right now? Why am I just in Elwyn? I must have been farming, doing professions or something. Let's go over to Stormwind, which is gonna be over here to the right, and then we'll swap our spec over. So you guys can see I have my full healing spec out. We've done some dungeons, we've gotten to level 40, we've gone through Pale Reach, and Pyromancer has been crazy fun so far. But everyone's all like, you should try Draconic, you should try Draconic. And I just haven't had the opportunity to because I was afraid of losing my healing spec. So we're gonna hop in here and we're gonna actually try to swap to DPS without losing our healing spec. I love to see people dueling outside of Stormwind. It's so iconic to World of Warcraft. This moment here is nostalgia, man. This is nostalgia 10 times over. I love seeing people duel outside Stormwind. In this game, you can duel anywhere, even inside Stormwind. So that's kind of funny that they still go outside. Ooh, wait, hold on. We have the fair. This is gonna be the fair for, oh, is it actually available? All right, we're gonna do that tomorrow. We're gonna do that tomorrow. Stay tuned. Tomorrow morning stream is going to be us doing everything that has to do with the Azar Fair. I cannot wait about that. That's going to be all the mini games, the Mario Party style games, and just playing with the community should be really cool. So we have level 63 here. That's not really going to be that useful. We're going to miss a whole bunch of times. Here's our level 1. And there's our AoE. Okay. Let's go ahead and go into this. So I should have Blackwater Auction House. So I actually need to go to the mailbox first to get my specialization tome. All I did was I purchased it from the store using the donation points. I was gifted the specialization book for donating. That's the way that they look at and trademark it for legal reasons. But yes, we got a specialization tome so that we can save our healer spec that we currently have loaded out. Otherwise, you're gonna always have to spend Ascension tokens. I forget what they're actually called. Ascension runes to change your specialization. I'll show you what that's like too. All right, and there's that. There's our book. There's the things that we couldn't sell. Thank you for your supporting our server. Here are your ordered items. And let's go here. We should be able to unlock that. Perfect. And now if we go to our actual talents, we can save this one. Wait, hold on. Okay. Pyro or healer. And then just pick the first thing that looks like a healing thing. I don't know. Yeah, cool. Red leaf. Perfect. Exactly that. Now, specialization 2, if we activate, I'm mounted, but let's go over here. Activate, it should be zeroed out. Do you know where to get more mounts? Yeah, from all the normal places you can get mounts. Otherwise, you're going to go through the donation store. We should be completely zeroed out. Yes! Okay, so we're going to save Draconic for last because I know a lot of people will want to see Draconic. Why are we smooched over to the side here? Hold on. Let's go here. Let's go here. And let's put that. Let's put this here. Is that gonna work? Okay, that's not gonna work. Either way, move this over just a smidge. Unless that's off to the right. Oh, that is off to the right. That's weird. I have this over to the right, but that's fine as long as you guys can see it, which you can. We're gonna start it with incineration. This says stoke incinerating flames, burning enemies to a crisp and leaving them withering in agony. We have Infernus, which is damage dealt by lava shard, now applies Infernus, causing enemies to deal extra dot damage. We have a Meteor ability, which is a 30-second cooldown instant cast. This generates a lot of heat and does a great AoE effect, disorienting. That's basically an AoE stun. And we get Ignite, generating 10 heat per tick. This casts 2-second cast, basically 1.5-second cast. I burn an enemy, inflicting them with damage over time, and if Ignite is dispelled, it will cause extra damage to the dispeller castable while moving, which is really interesting. So let's go ahead and start off with Incineration. We can close this down for a second. It looks like it's gonna keep my Pyromancer talents, which actually isn't good. We need to reset all of those. There we go. It reset all of those. So now we have the Meteor starting point, and we have our incineration tree that we haven't dabbled in at all. Of course, every time you swap specs, the first thing you're going to want to do is read your passives. Our first passive says that Lava Shard will apply a dot. Our second passive is Scorched. Direct critical strikes with Ember. Spenders now scorch the target, burning them for an additional amount of damage, so more dots. This is all about dot class. And then Lighting the Fuse allows your periodic effects to critically strike and increase your spell critical strike rating by 15% of my intelligence, which is insane because intelligence already increases your crit. So this is a big dot class and a big crit class. Before we go into the Pyromancer tree, let's go down the incineration line, okay? First, let's set up our bar with the spells that we have, right? Let's grab our action bars. There we go. Ashen Skin. Flame Step is our movement speed. Flames and Altharian is our AoE. Flare Bolt is our single target damage for Ember generation. Yes, okay. Flame Weaving, we have Ascensions. Let's put the Ascensions up here. Cauterize, which is just a cleanse. I'm going to put that over there. Flame Seeker allows us to track. Not really that useful. I'm going to put that over there. Kindle is our heal, so I'm going to put that on my heal spot that I normally have. Cinder Grist is our AoE, or I guess CC, it's a root. Phoenix Rebirth is our res. I'm going to put that over here. Cinderheart is our big heal. I'm going to put that... I'm surprised I get Kindle. Because what would I ever use Kindle over Cinderheart? They're basically the same. Okay, we'll put that there. I'm going to keep Cinderheart over here, but yeah, I'm never really going to use it. Seal, another seal. And then we have Conjure Campfire, super useful ability, different seal, and Ember Skin, different skin. Okay, now we have our Incineration. This is going to be our big tree. We have Ascension of Rag, which is our fire resistance. We have Ascension of Therusia, which is that one. That's the one we've been using. We've got Lava Shard, which is our Instacast ability. Lighting the Fuse, that's our passive. We have Blaze, which is burn an enemy for every 3 seconds, reducing their healing received, consumes 1 ember. That's our big dot that we use our Ember Spender on. We have Magma Skin, a completely different skin. So we've got 2 seals, 3 skins, and 3 ascensions. Melt Lock, super useful ability over here. Meteor, which is our new AoE stun. Also generates a lot of heat, which is kind of cool. We have Explode, which is our big blast enemy dealing extra damage, requires an ember. Yes, that's if they already have a dot. So our filler there, our AoE, our single target, and our dot. Good, got all that. Infernus, damage dealt, if that's our passive, and that's everything. That is all of our abilities on our bar. Let me go ahead and grab my pets real fast. Book of Artisans and my Book of Conquest. Double check that, and we'll go here and get Meteor rank 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Now we can actually go into our talents. We're going to grab Ignite, which is our dot, our baseline dot. So now we're going to have 2 dots to be able to throw out. We have our Blaze, which costs embers, and we've got Ignite that we basically want to spread out as much possible. I hope that there's a way to spread dots somewhere in the tree. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. But if we're not there, we're not there. We got Combustion as our next one. Damage dealt by Explode is now increased. Why can't you see it now? There we go. Perfect. Damage dealt by Explode is now increased by 50% for each of your Pyromancer dot effects on the target. Yeah, big dot class. We have our first choice node, which is each active ember now reduces the cast time of Explode by 8%. That's actually kind of cool. So if I stack 5, it actually incentivizes me stacking more embers rather than spending them as I get them, because it makes the cast time shorter. Or increases the critical damage of your Ember Spenders by 10%. So crit's massive on this class. We have Magnitude 10, increases the critical strike chance of Flare Bolt by 10%, okay? And Flare Bolt is going to be our main filler, so we need that to be as high as possible. Let's go so Arsonist as well, even though both of those are going to be very powerful. Arsonist for right now. Now we've got 3 nodes. We have a spell here, Fired Up! Instant cast, 1 minute cooldown. Your Ember Spenders are now instant and have 30% chance to refund their cost and increase your chance to critically strike by 30% for 15 seconds, okay? Big 3 minute or 1 minute cooldown there. Refund their cost. Okay, so you can sit there and spam them. That's actually really cool. Music's loud. Thank you. Appreciate you. Let me see if I can turn that down a bit. Appreciate you, Cal. That should be better. Let me know. You're the best. Appreciate you. But thank you for the Bambi love as well. You're the best. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Make sure that's connected. Are these not making the sounds anymore? I literally tested them right before I went live and they were perfect. Hold on. Oh, they're a little loud. That's fine. Felt like you were competing with the music. I appreciate you. Yeah, I definitely felt like I was yelling there for a second. That should be better. Okay. Cataclysmic Power increases the damage of Flare Bolt by 3% for each dot that I have on the target. That goes up to 9%. Embrace the Fire, increase the damage of Blaze and Ignite by 20%. Those are both of my dots, so that just flats out makes my dots hit harder. Probably going to take 1 point there, and then 1 point in Cataclysm Power. Now we have even more choice nodes. Do we want to continue increasing the damage of just my filler, or do we want to increase the spell power scaling of Flare Bolt by 20%? That's probably baseline just going to be better. Pillar of Flame is a new AoE, 20-second cooldown. Beneath the target, deals additional 100 damage to enemies near the primary target. Okay, that's just a 20-second AoE ability. It's probably useful, filler, but not necessarily because the 20-second cooldown is interesting. Yeah, so I could see that being like, I apply Ignite, 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 one Pillar of Fire, and then I go into Blaze, 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 Pillar, Blaze. I can kind of see how that rotation works. Wreath of Flames. Periodic fire damage now has a 10% chance to grant you a stack of flame casting, or 2 stacks if it critical strikes. And flame casting increases my haste by 5% for 15 seconds and stacks up to 5 times. Additional applications do not refresh the duration. Wow, so if you just spam critical strike, you actually have a really cool class here. Flames Pillar, critical strikes with Explode, Flames and Eltharion now extend the duration of Fired Up by 5 seconds, or by half a second. And then Melting Point says increases your critical strike chance by 3%, and critical strikes with fire spells now increase your chance for the enemy to be critically hit with spells by 3% for 12 seconds, making you have a higher chance to crit and an easier chance to crit. That opens up this, which is Fiery Passion. Increase the spell haste of all party and raid members by 3% baseline. Does not stack with similar effects. In addition, your spell haste is increased by an additional 3%. So I get 6% spell haste. I'm just going to take that baseline. This one goes to here. Stoke says critically strike with Ignite and Infernus now extend their own duration on the target by 3 seconds, up to a maximum of 12. And we have a choice node, Dark Iron Legacy. That's kind of a cool flavor thing. Targets affected by the Disorient from Meteor take an additional 40% increased damage, or damage dealt by Lava Shard and enemies affected by Blaze now blast nearby enemies for 50% of the damage dealt as fire damage. Yes, that's huge for dungeons. We're gonna take Stoke. Now I got 3 more points here. Let's go for Pillar of Flame. I think that's actually gonna be kind of cool. We have Magmatic. After casting Pillar of Flame, all periodic damage dealt now gives you 10% chance to cast Pillar of Flame on the target free of cost. Oh, that's so sick. Molten Storm increases the critical strike chance and damage of Lava Shard by 10. Or your Flames and Eltharion explode now deal 50% increased damage to burning targets. Or increases the tick rate of Blaze and Ignite by 10%, making them tick even faster. We'll grab that. Pretty cool tree so far. I'm very excited about it. Now let's just go down this line. Consuming an Ember now generates 2% maximum mana. Increase your fire damage and healing by 2%, reduces your threat generation. Generating heat now has a 25% chance to grant me flame casting as well. I can also get flame casting down here. Right? One of these gave flame casting. I might not have taken... Oh, I didn't take it. I didn't take Wreath of Flames. Let's go with Wreath of Flames right now. Double stack flame casting. Because that's just going to baseline increase my haste by a lot. I am about to level up, so I'm not too worried about grabbing that next talent. Searing Speed says dealing periodic damage or healing now increases the chance to grant me Searing Speed for 50%. Increases my critical damage by 100%. Increase the duration of Blaze by 4 seconds for sure. Increase the range of my Flame Step by 10. That's actually awesome. Do I want Dragon Leap as well? Yeah, I like Dragon Leap. Do I want that more? Yeah, let's go ahead and take that. That way I can go here. Each stack of heat now increases the damage dealt. Don't really care about that. Cataclysm says that's my big knockback that you guys loved whenever I was hitting that. Volcanic Shell is my big defensive. We're going to grab both of these probably. Lava Drenched. Reduces the chance of your helpful spells to be dispelled. Increases the effectiveness of my skin. Fire Demeanor. Reduces spell pushback suffered from damaging attacks. And 50% increases pushback resistance provided by... Yep, I love that. Fire Intent. Reduce the cooldown. And when you're stunned, damage taken. Okay, let's go for the Fiery Demeanor. And one of these, Essence of Malagos, says imbue an ally with the Essence of Malagos, restoring 4% of their maximum mana every 1 second. If you use on yourself, this effect is doubled. I didn't even know that existed. Wow, that's gonna help my healer out a lot. Grades of Alexstrasza, I actually might need that considering I'm still a caster. I'm gonna grab that just right now. And then what else do we have here? Increase the duration of Essence of Malagos by 3 seconds. Oh, is that not a long? That's a 2-minute cooldown and it's only for 6 seconds. Okay, so that's kind of a bit of a buff. When you use Essence of Malagos on an ally other than yourself, you now instantly regenerate 25% of your missing mana. Okay, wait, hold on. That might be really useful. I'm assuming this class might have some mana problems, so we're gonna go ahead and go with that right now. Let's grab all of our abilities. Dragon Leap is gonna be here. Essence of Malagos, I'm interested. I'm gonna move all of my buffs to my buff bar down here. Put my seals next to each other, my ascensions next to each other. And then my skins next to each other. Perfect, we'll go through which one we actually want. This is a 2-minute cooldown. This is my 1-minute cooldown. I don't have an interrupt yet, do I? I think I do. I might not have grabbed it from my spellbook. Hold on. Which one of these has an interrupt? Volcanic Shell will grab, that's gonna be my invulnerability. One of these is gonna have an interrupt for sure. I just forget what it looks like. Pillar of Flame, Spell Burn, that's it, okay. I just missed it. Alright, so far it feels like I'm gonna be doing a lot of this. I'm trying to see if I want... Alright, so this setup is my dots. Do I have Meteor? I do. Okay, everything else is good. Ignite, yep, I've got that too. Pillar of Flame, yep, I got that now. And I think we've got all of our abilities. Let's go through our talent real fast, just make sure we grab them all. Pillar of Flame, yep, we're good there. And Cataclysm, we did not grab. Perfect. All right, I think we have our builds. Let's go to our general, grab our Gifted Racial. That's how quickly we can set it up. Not too bad. That took about 20 minutes. They even copied the talent tree. Be shut down soon? Dude, you're crazy. Sorry you don't like fun. Yeah, it's retail character building in classic World of Warcraft. Hope that upsets you. Alright, let's go ahead and try this out. Let's grab our rank upgrades real fast. Boo, a game's having more fun than I'm having in my game. Seriously, brother. You might want to try the game though. It's incredibly fun. All right, so we've got our dot that we apply. We've got our instant generator for Ember. So we want to spread our dots in AoE. We'll try an AoE build here in a second, but we're gonna go for single target here. Pillar of Flame is gonna be what we keep on cooldown at all times. Blaze, we gotta keep up at all times. We have Explode to spend extra embers when we get them, and then our Flare Bolt is gonna be our filler. That's gonna be 7. Okay, good. So we start with Ignite, into an Ember, into a Blaze, Pillar of Flame. Oh, that's a cast. I wish that was an insta cast. That's okay. And now we're gonna Explode to spend. And then we'll go into our filler, double check our Blaze tick, make sure that this stays on cooldown, get our blades out there, reapply Ignite. Not a bad rotation. Pillar of Flame, back into Flare Bolts. That Pillar of Fire is cool. I really like it when that randomly procs. Okay, and reapply Ignite. All right, not a bad rotation. I'm leveling off at about 430 damage per second. I have about 1500 HP, so I could kill someone in 3 seconds, is what it's saying. The animations look amazing, by the way. All right, so let's let those fall off, and then we'll reset, and we'll go into AoE. We'll see how much damage we actually get to do in AoE. Let all those dots fall off for a second. Not bad, not bad. Very interesting, actually. We should do music guester. What does that mean? What does that mean? We moved our health bar using Move Anything, the add-on Move Anything.
figured it meant like geocaster. I would make like the songs of the starting zones or something.
Oh, you want to play World of Warcraft music?
Well, and it's also like kind of loud, but it's not house kind of ring.
Oh, I couldn't figure out how to get it quieter. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. I don't know if it's just not showing up.
That's okay.
You
No
don't
worries.
have to play WoW music. I'm just saying, like, you would know the starting zone without even looking at it, is what I'm saying.
Maybe not off noise. I'm not like that auditory, truthfully.
Yes, you do.
I mean, I've just been doing it for a long time, so I would have that experience. But I could just do GeoGuessr baseline. Music Guesser's interesting.
I don't know if anyone wants to watch you play GeoGuessr. I think it's pretty impressive.
Okay, let us go to reset here, and so now we have to figure out how we want to apply dots. I think just basically instead of casting Flare Bolt, I'm going to be spamming Ignite everywhere. So if we're going into this, I would probably start with an AoE. That's going to be an insta-cast AoE stun. That's nice. So let's go ahead and apply Ignite to everyone. Get that on cooldown. And that's everyone with Ignite, Pillar of Fire. We'll go into applying all of our second dots. Making sure everyone has those. Okay, and now we're going back into Flare. Back into Ignites. And just keep tap targeting. That's basically this whole AoE rotation. With just dots, I'm doing 800 damage per second. And then if we really have embers to spend, which we won't because we gotta apply even more dots here, we can cast Flames and Eltharion, which just does AoE damage. Very cool. Okay, I kind of like the spec. I could definitely play this. Lots of tab targeting, no wave spreading dots, which is kind of annoying, but not bad at all. And we're out of mana, so this is where we would do our Malagos. Oh, I didn't even apply my skins, to be fair. I need my intellect. Increases their armor and intellect. Increase your armor based off my intellect. Nope, don't care. Wait, and range damage taken by deal. Okay, never mind. This is increases my spell haste rating and 50% of my spirit, increasing my movement speed. That's always just gonna be my walking around world stuff. Spirit's also gonna give me more haste, or not haste, more mana regen. But Ash and Skin, yes, that's gonna make me get my mana back inside of combat. Ragnaros, all party raid members. Okay, yeah. All the Ascensions are kind of weak, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm gonna keep going with Ascension, or the Thorician Ascension. Alright, so about double the damage I can deal in AoE, and in single target I'm doing about 400. Not a bad spec, definitely a lot of dot management. So if you're interested in dot management and just having a very clear stat to stack, where you want to have as much critical strike as possible, the more critical strike you have, the better off you are going to do, because everything kind of procs off of critical strike, it seems like, which is kind of cool. So if you want a very clear, hey, this is my defense, or this is my stat goal, I need to have critical strike. This is basically like kind of like a fire mage, based off of just always making sure you got crit. The way you get crit in this game is going to be based off of crit rating on items or just intelligence. Thank you for that follow, Patrick. Appreciate you. 73 more and I'll dye my hair. So yeah, big crit stack on the incineration tree. So now we're going to do the exact same thing and quickly go through, reset both trees and save changes. That cost us 4,000 runes of Ascension, but don't worry, we basically have like 35,000 runes of Ascension. We're going to go to Draconic. This says, ascend into the empowered state and obliterate enemies with powerful magic granted to you by the dragon aspects. This is an intelligence. It's very normal complexity, it seems, so easier than incineration according to their complexity rating. Aspect of time says damage dealt by Echo of Nor's Domu and Flames and Eltharion now has a 33% chance to cast an additional time for 30% of the damage dealt. So you have actual multi-trigger, which is a talent that we had back in Warlords of Draenor. That's kind of cool. Damage dealt in this way can trigger this effect up to the 3 additional times. It can keep re-triggering itself. That's really cool. Proc City, baby. You get Dragon Leap baseline, which is our jump ability, and then we get Echo of Nor's Domu, which requires an Ember. You obliterate an enemy, dealing extra damage and reducing all spell and ability cooldowns by 5%. I think I just had like an ant on my face. Okay, we're fine. let's go ahead and choose these talents. So we start off here. Again, let's go ahead and start off with our Draconic Tree and starting off with our passives. So we have this Echo of Nozdormu, which transforms your Explode into Echo of Nozdormu. So that's just a flat out better ability upgrade, immediately giving us better specialization, identity changing. I love it when they do that, when you change your ability into something else. It's awesome. Who was that super hot woman who walked in? That's crazy, Vic. That's crazy. That was my wife. It's okay, she doesn't know about the side pieces yet, so we'll keep that a secret. We have Dragon's Edge. Direct critical strikes now generate additional heat, so get a critical strike class, very good. Aspect of Time says damage dealt by Echo and Flames now has a 33% chance to keep it casting. We read that already. We did get a new ability here at level 30. Draconic Aspect is actually a passive. Unleash your Draconic Aspect, increasing your spell damage by 30% and your intelligence and your critical strike with spells by 50%. Increases your spell damage by 30% of my intelligence and your critical damage with spells by 50% of my intelligence, I'm guessing, or just my critical damage goes up. While active, dealing direct damage to an enemy inflicts the target with Dragon's Wrath. Unleashes your Wrath, dealing 40 fire damage to your targets, piercing all resistances and absorption effects. You go through shields? That's really cool. Alright, our next ability here says Alex Strauss's Gift increases the damage and healing of your Ember Spenders by 15%, flat out just damage increase. Agonizing Burns, which increases the duration of Blaze by 20% and allows it to benefit from your spell haste. That's great. We have ability 1 minute cooldown, Aspect's Blessing. Your next Echo of Nozdormu or Flames in Eltharion is guaranteed to critically strike and triggers an Aspect of Time, so it hits twice no matter what. Casting an additional time, damage dealt this way can trigger up to 3 more times. Taking that as our 3 minute cooldown. Critical Pressure says increases your intelligence and critical strike chance by 3% up to 6%. We're going to take both of those. Firefall. This is an 8-second cooldown with a 2-second cast. This generates heat. Call down streaks of fire upon an enemy and up to 8 enemies within 15 yards of them, dealing 100 fire damage each. AoE generator, so that's basically the same thing as Pillar of Fire, but it's just called Firefall. Basically the same. Jennifer, thank you for the heart me. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Heart me's go a long way to support the stream. It is my favorite coin. Please use heart me's every single day, at least 1 heart me. It boosts the community and boosts your rating. It's massively useful. Thank you for the heart me. Jennifer, appreciate you. Thank you. Okay. Now we have our first choice node here. This says, Flames of Fate, your Aspect's Blessings now affects 2 additional casts of Echo of Nozdormu, but its cooldown is doubled and its mana cost is increased. So that makes the cooldown a 2-minute cooldown, but it makes the ability hit twice. Or it can take Lifebringer's Blessing, which damage dealt by Aspect of Time now heals you for 200% of the damage dealt. That's really interesting. What a cool choice node. The heal could be useful in some PvP situations for sure. Use it as a defensive cooldown and offensive cooldown, but we're going to go for Flames of Fate. The 2-minute cooldown and the extra mana cost is going to be fine. A new ability here, Destroyer's Maw, 15-second cooldown, 2-second cast. This generates extra heat. Unleash a vicious Draconic Maw on the enemy, dealing extra damage that cannot be resisted. So just an extra AoE or a single target blast, it looks like. I don't know why we would want this ability. It kind of feels like that would be a little cumbersome to have 1 more instacast shot, but you know what? I'll not take that for... I guess I have to take it. You have to take all of these abilities to unlock your next talent row. That's good to know. So I guess it's important to the build somewhere down the line. Now we have, what is that, 6 choices here? And 7 talents. A couple of these are 2-point nodes. Reduces all threat generated by Firefall by 25%. And that means I can cast at the beginning of a fight, not worry about it. This also increases its critical strike chance. That's great for dungeons. Overwhelming Flame says your Lava Shard now spreads Blaze to up to 1 additional enemy. Oh, absolutely taking that. Anything that spreads dots makes it super useful. Timed attacks, which just increases my spell haste by up to 8% if I take both points. Increase the spell bonus scaling of Lava Shard by 30%. Makes Lava Shard hit really hard. That's interesting. Increase the damage of Destroyer's Maw by 20%, up to 40%. And this says Flame of the Aspects, casting Dragon Maw now grants 2 stacks of flame casting baseline. There we go. That makes sense. Whoa! Additional applications do not refresh the duration. Oh, okay. So I can always basically keep up 10% extra haste 100% of the time, not including getting extra flame weaving from other sources. So that's kind of cool. That's actually really interesting. Fire and Brimstone says generating an Ember now increases the damage and healing of Ember spenders by 1% for 10 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. So that's baseline 5% damage increase. You can pretty much keep that up 100% of the time as well. Reduces the cooldown of Dragon Leap by 5 seconds. Yeah, it's useful, but like not that interesting. We'll take the threat because we're going to do dungeons. And I don't necessarily need that much spell haste, but I do want to see what this is. Draconic Invocation, instacast, 3-minute cooldown, invoke all the dragon aspects, instantly generating 5 embers. That's pretty cool. Let's just go for the haste for right now, just to keep it simple. All right, blaze by 4 seconds, flame step. Yep, we pretty much know exactly what we want here. Gonna go here, to here. Yep, flame casting there. Critical damage 100%. We're gonna grab Cataclysm. We're gonna grab the Volcanic Shield again. Effectiveness of my skin. Reduce the cooldown of Cataclysm. We're gonna go here, we're gonna go here. Oh, I don't actually need that one. Let's go here again. I think this is gonna be the better option. The effectiveness of your seals. What are my seals? Oh, that makes my mana regen even better too. Okay, instead of having that passive one, that's probably the better choice. As a Draconic Pyromancer, you can ascend using Draconic Aspect to enhance your power. Whoa, they're talking to me. Did I get a... Oh, is that what that passive is? I'm in dragon form? How do I unleash my dragon aspect? Ah! I get to be an evoker, but it actually looks freaking sick. Okay, so that's just a baseline. It's like shadow form. You keep it up at all times. Good to know. All right, so we have Echo of Nor's Domu. We've got Firefall, which is our AoE. We've got Destroyer's Maw, which is our instant single target extra builder. Also gives us extra haste. And all of those abilities are on the board already. We have Flame Weaving, which I think everything's here that we need besides Essence of Malagos. And all the ones from the talent tree, basically, right? Cataclysm goes back down here. This goes here. Firefall, this is our 1-minute cooldown. This is our ability that we already got. All right, cool. We are set. Draconic Leap, yep, we got. And Meteor, yep, we got. Cool. All right. So we have our build. I think the way that this starts is, yep, definitely start with a Firefall because that doesn't generate a lot of threat in AoE. In single target, we're probably just going to start with Destroyer's Maw. So we'll go like that. We have Flames and Altharian, which is going to be our big AoE Ember Spender. And we've got Echo of Nor's Dome, which is going to be our big single target Echo Spender. So let's go ahead and see what that animation looks like. Okay, that's pretty cool. And let's go ahead and see what Destroyer's Maw animation looks like. I really wish that was a single target ability, or I really wish that was an instacast. It's fine that it's not, but hopefully there's a proc down the road that makes it instacast. Scaly Confirmed is crazy. I thought they shut this game down. I've always wanted to try it. It's not getting shut down until at least September. They pushed the courts and they've been fighting. They're going to continue fight for as long as they can. Ascension said they've got resources to fight for a year, so it's not going to get shut down anytime soon. It's in the process of getting shut down, but they're fighting Blizzard. Firefall says call down streaks of fire upon the enemy and up to 8 enemies within 15 yards of them dealing extra damage. So that goes like this. What does that look like? Ooh, that's a really cool animation. I love that. And this is just a single target, right? Yes. It actually shoots the dragon head at them. That's hilariously cool. It looks like a chaos bolt. I love that. That looks awesome. Check this out. Watch this. Watch this. Look at that like little dragon head that gets shot out. That's awesome. Okay, let's go single target rotation here. And we will start off with a cast. So I think Destroyer's Maw is going to be the cast that we start off in single target. You're definitely not going to want to cast Firefall. I'm looking at the damage it does. Yeah, it doesn't do enough damage. So you're never going to use Firefall unless you're in AoE. But you're always going to start off with a Dragon Maw. Right into a Blaze. Right into this. Into some Echoes. Let's use our 1 minute cooldown. Look at all those hitting. Look at all those multi-striking. That is so sick. Reapply Blaze. Reapply Destroyer's Maw. Now we're going into our Flare Bolt spams. Dude, I love how it hits multiple targets. Okay, I will say, it is a cool spec. But we were doing 400 damage per second on Incineration. So it is a little bit easier to play by a lot. It's a lot easier to play. However, it is about 100 damage per second weaker with the current stats that I have. And I am not optimized for any of these at all. But I bet you this class does insane AoE. Wrath of the Lich King gameplay? Yo, I appreciate you, Scuba. Yeah, this is my favorite version of the game. Wrath of the Lich King's the best. Someone having fun in the theme park? Oh my god, stop. I made that joke to you. That is an inside joke. I don't have my Skian or my Seal up, which is why I'm running out of mana. So we will use our Essence of Malagos to gain back our mana pretty much instantly. Yeah, really nice. Okay. So we capped out at about 300 damage per second, with most of our damage coming from Flare Bolt, Echo of Norzdomu. Look at all those extra triggers there. I cannot wait to try this in the AoE setting. So now we'll let those dots run off, which they have. We'll reset this and we will target AoE. We only have Blaze to try to keep up, but I don't even think that it would be worth it to keep Blaze up as much as possible rather than just spamming Flames and Altharian. Because Blaze only does a certain amount of damage. And like keeping it on your main target might be useful, but just spamming Flames and Altharian is probably what they want you to do. So I would start with Firefall here. Into that, into a Blaze. Let's go ahead and spread Blaze a couple times just to see how hard it is to keep up. And then we'll go back over here, back to Firefall. Now the Flames and Altharian. This should make a double hit. Go back into these. Back into Blaze. Destroyer's Maw. Firefall. Back into Flare Bolts. And back into Nalfarian spam. Way better AoE. Even not spreading dots. Yeah, I'm doing about 1,000 damage per second in AoE. So that's really nice compared to what we were doing, which is only about 600, 700 damage per second in Incineration. So Incineration definitely is a better single target, where Draconic is definitely a better AoE. Actually, I'm probably gonna like Draconic more. I like procs. Oh, also, I didn't even rank up. I didn't even give it its best showing. Hold on. Oh my gosh. I gotta upgrade all of these. Look at all these ranks going up. Wow. Okay, hold on. We might do a lot more damage now. I'm so sorry, Draconic. I didn't give you your best showing. Let's go back to single target here. Destroyer's Maw, into a Blaze, Instacast, into Echoes. Into another Draconic, Destroyers. Into upgrading Blaze, and then filling out back into my spam. Okay. It needed its spells upgraded, chat. It is doing much more damage than Incineration. Wow! I'm doing about 700 damage per second, single target. And I'm not even doing it optimized. More Echoes. We're getting my mana back using the Malagos trait. What's crazy is I actually have a lot of spirit, so this class does kind of struggle with mana, in a sense. but it's not too bad. You've got an answer for it at least. Yeah, we're leveling off at about 700 damage. That is so cool. Good spec. Okay, very cool. I bet you our AoE is now insane. I bet you our AoE now is actually bonkers. Let's get our mana back just so that way we can give it its best showing. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. It is very easy, as it turns out, to swap specs mid-season. Good to freaking know. Good to know. Can I melt this lock, actually? While I have you? Nope, I don't have lock picking. I need to go melt a bunch of other locks, it seems. Got it. Cool. So I would start off with a firefall into a dot, into some dot spreads, into this cast, into a firefall, into some flare bolts, now into some Neltharians. Ooh, yeah, now we're getting into like 1.5k. Always make sure that I've got blades at least on one target. Firefall. Into Flames and Neltharian. Into another Flames and Neltharian. Into another Flames and Neltharian. Do this, into a Firefall, and then we also get to cast our big multi-hitter. How many hits do we get? 1, 2, 3. Yo, that's so sick. 1.3k is where we're leveling off. About double the damage that we were doing in AoE, or in single target. Okay, Draconic is actually really sick. Let's go ahead and try to level it up. I don't like that you can't see your gear. I've always not liked that about Evoker, but at least I look like a really cool fire dragon rather than just, I don't know, a shiny dragon. A twilight dragon, if you will. So let's look at our map. Where are we going to quest for the rest of the day today? We've got Badlands we could go to. I've not quested in Badlands in a long time, and I bet you they've made changes to it because it's not really that interesting of a zone in the OG Classic WoW. We have Searing Gorge we get to go to at level 43. Arathi Highlands is 30. Can we go to the Plague Lands? No, those are higher. Hinterlands is 40. We can go to Hillsbrad. That's not that fun. Alterac. Swamp of Sorrows. That's kind of tough. All right, I think we go to the Badlands. I think Badlands is going to be our best bet. How do we get over there? I think I have a flight path everywhere, so let's go ahead and try that. I also want to see what other gear I might have with me that will increase my damage. So if we're going over here to spell damage, do I get 135 bonus damage or 145 bonus damage? Okay, so we're gonna actually have to save some gear sets here. Let me go back and equip that other cloak. Grab my macros. Not bad. Not honestly, switching between specs, not bad at all. We were able to try both specs. Pretty much each one took about 20 minutes. And I'm fairly confident that I could play both of them very well. So, pretty useful. And if you have the extra points, you can go get yourself a specialization tome for free. Thank you for giving me the extra donation points for free for just playing this game. Super kind of you. Alright, so this is going to be my healing spec. I'm going to go ahead and keep this gear. New set. Heals. Oops. Heals. Heals. Go ahead and take that, I don't care. And then new set and go DPS. Can I actually assign these to a thing? Maybe. Either way. We'll handle that later. Now I can comfortably switch these. Double check our spell power each time. Yep, bonus damage and crit is all we're looking for. Nope. Cape and... Nope. Alright, ooh, we do have a dagger. So if we get a held in offhand, we actually might be able to use it. Let's go clear out our bags. Save our DPS. What icon do we want? It didn't give me the one that I chose before, so... There we go. Fine with me. And let's grab our mount ability. Booyah. Not bad at all. I would say of all the 3 specs, flame weaving is still the most fun, but that's just me being a healer at heart, not a DPS at heart. Of the 2 DPS specs, I think Draconic is a little bit easier to play, and it does more damage. So baseline, that's just going to be a generically more fun class to play. Can I fly to the Badlands? Ooh, I can only go to Lokmadan, but I think I can get to Badlands from Lokmadan, right? Am I wrong? Am I dumb? Yeah, I think this is the entrance right here. So we fly to Lokmadan and then we can go over there. Perfect, that makes sense. All right, I'm going to go use the restroom and figure out if there's a bug on my face, because I feel like I keep going like this, but I'm just gonna go wash my face. I'll be right back. Okay. Don't know what that was, but it was driving me crazy. You guys want me to do a dungeon? Okay. I'll queue up for a dungeon. I don't know how quick the queues for DPS are going to be. You cannot multi-queue, turns out. You can only queue for 1. So let's go ahead and queue up for just DPS. Mana Storm is grayed out. I wish we could have Mana Storm, but yes, that is unfortunate. It is grayed out. I'm hoping that these queues go by fast. We shall see. Less than 1 minute for a DPS queue. What's the best AoE DPS spec? Ooh, that's a great question. I haven't played a lot of DPS specs. I really haven't. I think the overall best DPS specs that I've seen are like Starcaller. Starcaller goes crazy. Valkyrie Templar, or no, Valkyrie Sun Cleric is very good. I've seen a lot of Reapers as well doing very good damage. So I'd probably go with those 3 and see which one you like the most if you're trying one out. We're gonna try out, dude, they're waiting for a healer. That makes me want to heal so bad. What's your main role? I normally play healer. So we're only swapping into DPS spec because that's part of the challenge today. So I'm trying out one of the DPS trees, Draconic, for the first time today. Oh, there are pre-made builds too that you can import and copy and paste from their website. If you don't want to actually look one up, you can WoW head it yourself. That's kind of cool. Ooh, wait. Yeah, that takes us to Searing Gorge. We want to go to Badlands. We're working our way over to Badlands, so we're flying to Lokmadan right now. I want the Swift Spectral Tiger. Can you gift it to me? You can actually get the Swift Spectral Tiger for free by just downloading the game and playing it, and then choosing the Starcaller as your class role collection bonus. Every single time that you make a character on any of the servers, either Rexar or Vol'jin, you're going to get a free class mount and a free class cosmetic. So if you guys download the game and play it, if you select the Starcaller as your cosmetic collection, you will get their Spectral Tiger mount and you will get the Warden Transmog. So I don't even have to gift it to you. You can get it for free. Healing's been amazing, by the way. Nibu.gg. Welcome to SIO, man. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 72 more follows and I will dye my hair. You guys are awesome with it today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Not the Swift Spectral Tiger mount. I mean, that's true. Would you even use it? I don't even use mounts that I've collected previously, especially like rare ones. There's so many mounts in retail World of Warcraft now that it's like, I just use whatever I've unlocked in that season. So every single season, I'll completely refresh my favorites collection. I'll unfavorite everything. I'll choose one mount, or one ground mount and one flying mount. And then all the mounts that I earn in that season, same with companions, same with transmogs, are only gonna be the ones I can use in that season. Everyone else gets archived. So I always play seasonal. I don't even play based off of older collections. And I've got some really good mounts from retail that I could just use 100% of the time. I just like to keep things fresh. And it motivates me to go collect more mounts. If I only have one mount that I can use, I'm obviously going to be motivated to go collect more and more mounts. That way I have more to use. It basically eliminates the restriction of choice paralysis I'm no longer giving myself choice paralysis by choosing to just use class mounts or just use mounts and cosmetics and companions that I've unlocked in that season. I make it more of like an actual seasonal character, if you will. It makes it a lot more interesting when you go into a season, because then you're like, oh, of course, if I unlocked mount in the season, it doesn't mean it has to be a seasonal mount. If I go get Invincible next week when season 2 drops or whenever it drops, then I can easily go and use Invincible for the rest of that season, and it would get its roses that way. How do we get to the Badlands from Lok Madan? I've never really done the Badlands in Classic WoW. I think I've only ever done it in the Cataclysm changes, so this is going to be a completely new zone for me entirely. We are just waiting for a healer. Oh, now we're waiting for a DPS. That's interesting. 5-minute queue, though. It did say less than a minute, and we keep bouncing between healer and DPS. So I'm wondering if we'll get one. Should we just re-queue? I think we might have just got like bugged out there for a second. Yeah, look, now we're immediately back up. Now we just need a tank. Very interesting. That goes to the Syrian Gorge. No. Okay. Well, how do we get to the Badlands? Let's go up to the Troglodytes area. The toxic YouTube comment section area of this zone. And let's go to the Badlands. I'm sure there's going to be a transfer quest somewhere, but we're just kind of running there and seeing if we can pick up how easy it is to quest in a zone if you've never been there before in Classic WoW. Most of them in Classic WoW, you need the transfer quests. Because we're scaling, all the quests are available to us to pick up, because they're still going to give us XP based off of our scale. You can see all these trogs are level 35. I could technically quest in Lok Madan if I wanted to. But I do want to see out and try out the Badlands. Alright, looks like we're actually going past the Trog area here. I'm guessing this entrance is how you get there. But that is a total guess. So, while we're here, we'll look around for any World Forged pieces of gear that we see. Those will also scale up with us, so those could be complete, awesome, brand new replacements. Sorry, those scale down, or those scale up, but they don't scale down. So if you go to like max level zone and you click on a World Forged gear, you're only gonna get, that says requires level 60, right? Perfect. Now, if you pick up something from the original area and you're level 35, that'll scale up to you to be a level 35 item. Ooh, we made it to the Badlands. Oldham is still a dungeon, Oldhaman, thank God. Hopefully, I wonder if that's going to be the Dragonflight changes or if they're going to keep it the classic version. Because I actually like the classic version of that dungeon. I didn't necessarily like the Lost Vikings gimmick they did when they put it into Dragonflight. It was cool, because the Lost Vikings are obviously a major questing area here, as well as obviously the Blizzard nod to their old previous game. But it is interesting. And it's like one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's kind of cool, but I don't know. They're kind of gimmicky. And that freaking fight is so annoying in Mythic Plus. Maybe the only reason I don't like it is because I did it like 300 times in Dragonflight. That's probably what it is. Has nothing to do with the dungeon itself. So we have some quests there. We got some quests here. Stone of Retreat, Hammertoe Dig Site. I'm guessing this is the hub. This looks like the hub. Okay. I'll grab these quests. They gave me the hero's call for Booty Bay. I don't need to go to Booty Bay. Thank you. Pass. Lit Lantern, World Forged piece of gear here. That is a held and offhand. Spell power and hit rating. That actually might be better with our dagger. 9 intellect and chance on hit sends a shadowy bolt at an enemy. And then our held and offhand that we just got. The Lit Lantern requires level 42. So I just talked about how stuff will scale down to you or up to you, but not down to you. So we actually have to hold on to that. I don't know if it would be an upgrade or not. 6 spell power and hit is actually really nice at this level. We're going to start needing more and more hit as we go. We also do need some gold thorns. So the quest says, Dwarfinous Tools. Find Red Old's lucky pick and return it to Prospector Red Old south of Hammertoe's dig site. And then we also have Mirages, retrieve a supply crates, and Sigram Iron Hue. In our hurry to leave Oldaman excavation site, we were forced to abandon many wagons and crate supplies along the way. The local ogres in Camp Kosh have been on our abandoned equipment like vultures on the rotting corpse. Don't smell much better either than the corpses, I mean. Anyways, they took the cart that was carrying all of our weapons and such, so please go retrieve it. And then while we're down here, we'll grab the other quest. How quickly can we kill something just baseline? Into Echoes. Okay. I have to go through your rotation a little bit. Not a crazy amount, but definitely enough to have a little fun with it. I'm not just one-shotting stuff, which is good. And these guys are actually much lower level than me. Gonna double apply my dots. And I'm getting actually kind of wrecked, I'm not gonna lie. Echo of Neltharion, that should kill him. I actually was kind of getting wrecked there. That's kind of funny. Kindle myself back up. Make sure I've got all of my seals applied. I feel a little squishy. How do we get up there besides cheesing it? I guess we just cheese it. Alright. Yeah, Draconic's kind of fun. I like that it's a challenge. Ooh, hello. You're a caster. Which one of these? Oh, Ignite I could cast while moving. We have another World Forge here. This is a Toe Hammer. That's hilarious. That is a nod to Foe Hammer, which is Magni's weapon. Increases your armor penetration rating by 4, chance on hit to stub target creature's toe, dealing 11 damage and reduces their movement speed by 30%. Whoa. 4 agility, 41 level. That's silly. I bet you at max level, someone's gonna create like a, what do they call it? A twink at 40, where they use that and it's a crazy rogue twink or something. Apply my dots. Let's go ahead and bounce up. And then I'm going to, pull another person. Let's go ahead and stun. And we'll go into Flames Neltharion. Boom! Level 40? That was pretty cool. That was a cool level 40. Yo! Good AoE pull, I'm not gonna lie. I really like the way that Neltharion, Flames Neltharion rocks. Why are these lit up now? Allows you to cast powerful abilities. Why are those? Wait, why were those lit up? I didn't see it. That's interesting. Either way, start off with Firefall here. We're still kind of practicing our rotation, but it's kind of good. It's kind of, yeah, look at that. Is that instant? Oh, that makes it an instant cast. We got something that makes it an instant cast now. That must be our level 40 passive. We did just get our dungeon pop too. That's huge. There's one thing I've learned. It's never accept a dungeon inside of a quest area. And we actually are taking pretty big damage here. Okay, let's enter this dungeon. We're gonna do our first DPS, Razorfen Crowl. Yes, I love this. That's awesome. Okay, let's heal up a little bit. Make sure that we're good. Tinker. I've not actually ran with any other healers, so this will be really interesting to see. We have a Venomancer tank, which generally I've noticed are pretty tough to heal. Top damage. Not even close. Not even close. That's gonna be our goal. Top damage. Items are being rolled for. I love that we get instacast. Can we actually see our level 40 talent? Consuming Embers now has a 30% chance to reset the cooldown of Maw and Firefall to grant you Legacy of Deathwing. Your next destroyer's Maw or Firefall within 10 seconds is an instacast and free of cost. There's a proc! I told you, I wish there was a proc. I wish that those were instacast and now there actually is one. That is amazing. Let's freaking go. That is so cool. Okay. What talent are we gonna take here? Reduce the cooldown. No. Reduces pushback suffered. That's probably better. Let's go for the I get extra 25% mana when I throw that on someone else. And let's make sure that our skin is applied and then our seal is applied. Let's give our seal to everyone else as well. Intelligence for me, intelligence for that person, intelligence for this person, mana for this person, mana for that person. Firefall. I cannot believe that we get procs and instacasts. That's so sick. Firefall. I'm gonna go apply dots. Firefall. Dude, that proc makes this fun. We actually turned on right at the, like we got level 40, we swapped the spec right when we got that proc. That is so exciting. Flames and Eltharion spamming. Firefall again? Let's go! 30% chance is pretty common. We're like Proc City. And easily doing top damage. Sorry guys, I'm here to clear this dungeon pretty quickly. 7 spirit, 3 mana per second, and 6 spell power. I'm gonna need that for my healer. 6 stamina, greeting on that, don't need that at all. Yep. Yerp. And generating some heat. Just keeping the dots up at this point, you know? Barely getting into Neltharion spams. I cannot wait to see how much damage we do in a boss fight. That's gonna be so satisfying. You just started today, congrats. Make sure that you, Scaly Alert's insane, by the way. Make sure that you make a character on Rexar. Be able to join us. Alright, Neltharion spam. Check this out, watch this. Let's go! It's a cast, it's a cast. Extra damage. They're all dead. That's so cool. Going here. And Echo. And Echo. Dude, that getting cooldown set is so sick. That is so cool. I'm doing so much damage. I could probably solo these dungeons with one tank. Because I can also heal. I would play this spec in retail. I love Proc City, and I feel like one of my favorite ranged DPS specs is Mage because of all the procs that you get. But I feel like they kind of ruined it as of late. You don't really feel like you get those procs anymore. Pillar of Fire. Fire dots. Another Pillar of Fire. Echo, or Flames and Eltharion now. And yeah, just keeping everything on cooldown, keeping dots up. We're gonna be able to get our mana back here in just a second. See, the Pyromancer is just like so hard to keep alive. It's actually really interesting. Like, he is not healing him. Is he just doing damage? Is that what's happening? No, because he's got the heal bot. Is he not using his heal? Okay, I'm not gonna worry about what he's doing. I'm not gonna worry about what he's doing. I'm not healing, not worried about it. We're getting a lot of recipes though. Destroyer's Maw, dot, burst, and echo. 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 The fact that those echoes hit as hard as they do, and they can be re-triggered, like you have multi-strike on that, that is extremely overpowered and cool. Flying all of our dots. Yo, I did this pull earlier. Let's see how well this group does with it. Flames and Eltharion. Flames and Eltharion. Just spamming Flames and Eltharion right now. Doing all that extra AoE. That was sick. Yo, 1000 damage per second. That was really good. That was really good damage. Look at that. That's awesome. Okay, someone asked earlier what I think the best AoE spec is. I think it's gonna be absolutely with the way that procs work. It's Pyromancer. It's Draconic. You have to be a scaly, but it's worth it. Very fun class to play. I like the procs. I like how it's got multi-strike. I like how they've got dots. It is a single target and an AoE rotation, which is fairly simple to follow. Really easy to go from one to the other. Whoa! Spell power, haste, stamina, and intellect. Yeah, that's gonna be much better. Spell power, intellect. Ooh, intellect and spell power, not really that good. We're gonna agree on that. Did we get the, yes, we got the staff. Double checking that it's actually better. My spell damage says 192. This now goes to 181. Whoa, it's worse. Wow. Oh, never mind. This thing gives me 28 spell power that I'm currently using. Okay. Find all my dots. I don't really have that much heat, bro. Even when I don't have heat, I'm still doing really good damage. So even during like the builder phases, when you have to like build up currency or build up your spender, I'm still doing really good damage. That's awesome. Earth Shaker Staff, Strength, Agility, Stamina, Intellect, and 17 spell power. Yeah, that's not calculating properly. I've got 28 spell power on this tune. With my staff. They'll die to Destroyer's Maw. Flying my dot. Destroyer Maw gets cast for free. Echo of Nor's Domu. And Flarebolt spamming. It's a fun class. This is good. I can't wait for this first boss. I'm freaking giddy about it. I'm freaking giddy. This is Pyromancer. We're currently playing Draconic. It is very fun. Thank you for convincing me to try DPS specs, chat. You guys are the best. Here we go. They're getting mana. I can give them essence the moment it's available. We'll be fine. Gonna go here, start off with a dot, go into a maw, and then right into this, right into this, right into Flarebolt. Got the interrupt on the volley. Draconic Maw. Dude. See ya! Yo, that's so sick. That is so cool. What a fun class. What a fun freaking class. Yo, thank you, Gorgut. I appreciate you. Intellect, Spirit, and Spell Power. Yeah, that's just flat out. I'm losing 4 Spirit to gain 9 Intellect. I think that's trade up. That sounds like a trade up to me. Oh, he needed. That's fair. Yeah, he needed on that. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Draconic into some flares. Can I actually just kind of build a little bit because I know that we got that boss coming up. And I'm doing enough damage during my build phase that I don't gotta worry about pulling out dots. It honestly feels like Blaze is kind of a filler. It's like kind of a waste. I'm not doing a lot of damage with it. Let's test it out on this next. Actually, hold on. Let's go back to that one. How much damage was my Blaze? Like my second lowest damage. It's 7% of my damage, so it's important to throw out there, but it does feel like instead of that Ember, I should be casting it on an Echo in single target. There's no boss back here. Oh, there they are. I was like, I remember there being a boss. Oh gosh, I just messed that up. Interrupted that. Echo. Echo. Messed up my whole cooldown. I really don't want to cast that unless I've got a lot of embers. Reapply my dot here. And we can finish up with some echoes and call it a day. Yeah, no one's even close to me on the damage meters. No one's even close. Your people are still probably learning their classes a little bit, but Pyro could just be that strong as well. The person who's next to me is going to be the Valkyrie Sun Cleric. They're level 24 only, so I do have a lot more options. But, dude. Single target, 800 damage per second. I only have 1600 damage. I cannot wait to try this in a PvP after this. We should have done it when we were 39. Oh, that's going to suck. We're going to be a little baby. Neltharion. I think we cast Neltharion if we've got 2 targets. Because this says this does 869. This is 431. So actually, that's going to be 862. Yeah, we actually still do the single target. 3 targets we cast Flames and Neltharion, not 2. Good to know. Okay, and Flare Bolt we always cast. Spreading my dots. And we go into Echo Neltharion here, actually, because there's only 2 targets. This feels more like an aspect of the Dragon class than anything Evoker has, I'm sorry. I just feel more like a Dragon. I really don't like the way Evoker plays. Like, it's a Paladin, but it's... None of the abilities are anything Dragons have ever casted before. They're all their unique abilities. Am I wrong on that? Is that just a me thing? Like, the only thing that's really cool about Evoker is the Dragon's Breath ability. And they kind of definitely blew their entire load on that, thinking that was going to be enough to make people want to play it. And don't get me wrong, it is cool, but you don't feel like Alex Straza when you play that class. I feel like Neltharion playing this class. I feel like I'm getting blessed by Nor's Doma with the repeat hits and everything. That guy just got 1 shot. That's unfortunate. I don't have a B-res. Let me go ahead and kill the spares. Hold on. Okay. And look at that damage. It's so crazy. That's right, this Templar can tank. That's right, this Templar can tank, baby. Booyah. Get it, Templar. Get it. You actually want to use that right away, because I don't think that stacks twice. So you got to be a little careful with your procs. You don't want to over proc it or waste a proc. Because if it procs twice, does it stack? I don't know. We are averaging about 700 damage per second, though. Pyromancer, really weak tank. From a healing perspective, I will say it's a really weak tank. Feeling mad, level 43 will probably swap after 60 and level something else. That's a shame. I'm so sorry you're not having fun on Guardian anymore. You got a new spell, nice. Yeah, we are. Ooh, lockpicking 25. I don't even have 25 lockpicking. I need to go to the auction house to just buy a bunch of locks. I want a Starcaller tank. You should try it. Absolutely. I think Starcaller tank would be really fun. I think Starcaller DPS is really fun. I think Starcaller healer DPS or healer is really fun. I don't think you could really go wrong playing a Starcaller. They're just an insanely good spec right now. Flavor-wise, you're playing a Sentinel. We've always all wanted to play Sentinels. Everyone has always wanted to be a Tyrande. Yeah, now you actually get to be, yeah. Starcaller is definitely the next one I'm leveling up, for sure. For sure. So is it worth it to use my proc on... No, this needs 3 targets too. I need to be using it on Destroyer's Maw. I'm also doing that, Ron. Only do my AoE spells if there's 3 targets or more. Get that in your head, Red. 3 targets or more, but... Big pull, please. I've got cooldowns. It's gonna be crazy. Perfect. They actually did it, and I'm not even set up. Check this out. Watch this. This is gonna be crazy. Yo, let's go. Subs died. Dude, the animations alone look so good. They look so good. I love the stuff falling from the sky. It's awesome. Thank you for that follow. I appreciate you, Ryder. Welcome to SIO. We are 71 away from 1,500 followers on TikTok. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. If you're here and you've got 1 coin, please consider using it on a Heart Me. That helps grow the community. That helps increase our benefits we get from TikTok. Overall, makes us a better content creator on their platform. It's only costs 1 coin, and you should cast it or use it every single time, every single day. 1 coin per day per stream. It shows TikTok a lot of data and stats, and it helps our community grow significantly. So if you've got 1 coin or you really want to support the channel, just 1 coin a day with the Heart Me is the best way to do that. That's what that is down there. It also has a special gift alert as well. What's the music like in this zone? Did they change it at all? Let's check it out. Hold on. It's just kind of spooky. Kind of feels like it's spooky. Yeah, it's that spooky, like, little horn that they do. It's Tearsful Glades soundtrack. Yeah. Very fun class. Very easy class. Massive damage. I love that you actually have a shadow former like a draconic form. It's kind of cool. Greed. I wish it was a cooldown. I wish I only went into this whenever I hit Aspect's Blessing, but it's fine that it's up 100% of the time. It's not that big of a deal to me. So yeah, Dragon Maw there. Now we're gonna start doing AoE. Uh-oh, we pulled everything. I don't have, like, any freaking heat, by the way. Flames and Eltharion, Flames and Eltharion, Flames and Eltharion. Firefall, Flames and Eltharion. I think I cleared it out. Yeah? Yo, that's so good. I kept this alive. We got this. That healer is struggling. I also believe this is one of the worst combos. Tinker healing is really hard to play. Well. Was I also just sitting in that earthquake that whole time? What a Chad. He kept me alive. I actually do want to see if it stacks twice. Okay, so that's 1 stack. It doesn't look like it's going to, so I would be very careful with your Deathwing procs when you get that insta cast for Destroyer's Maw or Firefall. Leather headdress. I like Pyromancer too because it's really easy to level. You know, you just have cloth to worry about when it comes to gear, so you can do tailoring and be absolutely a gangster making yourself your own gear. Did you want to jump down? Or no, yeah, we keep going. We're good. We already worked our way all the way through. That's what we did. I forgot how this dungeon works. We'll go back to music. Music is too spooky and boring. You were also just sitting in the AoE. Yeah, that's my bad. I did notice that there was a cookie afterwards, but I was just focused on rotation because this is the first time I've played this. So I got absolutely DPS gray main syndrome there for a second. Such a dummy. I knew I could survive it. I have this volcanic shell that basically makes me invincible for like 5 seconds. You know, paladins sit and crap all the time. They know they could survive it. No, I just didn't see it. I literally didn't see it. I'm a dummy. Uh-oh. Did we lose somebody? I think somebody fell down. Yeah, no, I am interested to see if a star caller can top me. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're all here. We're all here. Blaze, blaze. And just some flare pull. Let's go for a full stack of 5 embers here. See if we have to recast Blaze at all. Blaze lasts such a long time now that I don't think we will have to. We're getting close. But we did get to 5, so we're good. Now our next pull can be absolutely insane. Please pull big. Okay. I think we... Oh, the tank died again. He can't pull big. Poor little goober. Poor little goober can't pull big. It's okay. I'm doing crazy damage. We're fine. That proc is awesome. I love that this proc's in Classic WoW. This class feels so good to play. Yo, I just critted for 2k. That was sick. That would one-shot somebody in PvP. I've got 1700 HP. I literally just critted someone for 2k. I can't wait to try PvP. And also if I had more gear too. I'm geared for my healing. I've got a lot of spirit and mana regen, so I don't even have like... Why is that not popping up with damage? Hold on, let's go back to damage. Oh, let's go back to DPS. No one cares about damage. And then let's go to this last pull. I want to see that crit. On my maximum hit with just Flames and Authority, which my AoE hit is 1.2k. My Firefall maximum hit is 1.1k. Those are all those. What was that? I think it was a Lava Shard, right? Dang. I can't find it. That's okay. There's 3 targets here. I'm silenced. Oh, they keep silencing me. I was like, why can't I cast? Old school mechanics. That makes sense. Destroyer's Maw. And dies. I love the way that embers work. I think it's fun. This is a good spec. Let's go for those. Echo. Missed that interrupt, but I was casting, didn't want to interrupt myself. Echo. Echo. And they're dead. Spell power haste. Getting some extra spell power, but we're losing our crit, so that's going to be a greed. Greed. I'll need on the lockbox, because eventually I'm going to get lock picking up, I promise. Nice Valorant gameplay. Yo, Steve, you're the freaking best. I actually thought about playing Valorant recently, I'm not gonna lie. But I saw someone else playing and I was like, dude, the graphics in this game look so stupid. Like, I played Counter-Strike recently and the graphics in that game are so mind-blowing compared to what they used to be. And like, I get it that like Valorant has like a charm, but it was like hurting my eyes looking at. Does that make sense? I was like, this is too cartoony now. And I've been so far out of the meta that I don't even know what characters would be meta or like how they play. It'd be such like, I'd be bronze for like 3 weeks before I even got good at the game again. Might as well just play Counter-Strike. Is wasting an Ember. Oh, he died. This poor freaking Venomancer, bro. I think Venomancer is the weakest tank in the game right now. It needs some love. Hopefully they get some balance patch updates soon. Stamina and Spirit. Interesting. It could be like a good healing dagger. Revivify. Man, our bags are getting a little crowded. Gonna have to go through. We have so many of these recipes. Blacksmithing. C4ium charge, Iron Shield Spike, Mighty Iron Hammer. They're all different too. Nothing I can use because who cares about alchemy? Why did I choose alchemy on this character? It's like too far for me to like go try a different profession to level it up, but I do regret it. Definitely take a crafting profession. 100%. Do not take alchemy. It is useless in this version of the game. Maybe at the end game when I can start making elixirs, I'll start making a lot of gold, but we'll see if we actually end up getting to that level or not. Silence. Okay. Yep, we're gonna go crazy mode. Silence again. Yeah, look at those procs. 1.3k. Sunclerk started to turn on. Templar started to turn on. I like that animation of the Templar. I think that's Templar where they like bring in, it looks like the old Art of War symbol, just like comes down and pierces the target. That's a really cool animation. The amount of times we've had to revive this guy. Do not play tank Venomancer. I've been talking about it for a little bit now, but from a healing perspective, I can tell you they are a very weak class. This Necromancer brought out his tank to help out. Flames. Into this. Into flames. Into Maw. Into some spamming. Updating dots. Into Echo. Flare Bolt. Into that. Into this. Into Flare Bolt. And Echo. I think you only really want to start stacking embers when you get closer towards the aspect blessing. Ooh, intellect, spirit, and spell power. That's a loss of about 6 spell power for 13 intellect. But I need that crit. That intellect's actually going to be kind of nice. Anyone else need on it? The freaking Tinker did. This Tinker's wearing cloth gear, which is probably why their heals suck. Because I think they're supposed to wear chainmail. They can at least wear leather. Also, they're wearing like... Really interesting. Why does it all look like that? Is that just the transmog? Oh, that's just the transmog. When you transmog the gear, it actually looks like the icon. That's kind of cool. Yeah, they're just wearing a lot of cloth. I like don't want to steal that from him because it's definitely kind of nice, but I'll roll against him on it. I want it. Get wrecked. If it's not an upgrade, I'll trade it. But if I equip it, I won't be able to. Shit. That gave me like 3% crit, dude. That's so important. I'm taking it. It's fine. Ooh! Spirit crit and spell power. That's probably not good. Okay, now watch Echo of Norsdomu. Get her into that renew. Missed it. Echo of Norsdomu spam. Go! Go! And reapply Blaze. Missed that interrupt. I'm so mad about it. I don't want to interrupt myself though. That's one good thing about retail is like interrupts don't. When you cast interrupt, it doesn't stop your cast most of the time. Axe, Strength, and Spirit. Greeting on that. That was a pretty chill dungeon. They didn't break that one up at all, which is kind of nice. Take this Briar Thorn. Do I even have Briar Thorn in my bags? I don't think I use it for anything anymore. All right, let's leave that dungeon. Nice. Pretty fun. Pretty fun. I like Draconic. Overall, in the whole dungeon, we go to total. About 500 damage per second, which was double the next person. I was doing 50% of the entire damage for the group. That's pretty good. Do we want to try it in PvP? It seems like it's too much of a caster to be that good in PvP. But we can definitely try. Okay, we have a lot of backspace, still 60 slots, so let's go complete this quest, turn that in, and see if we get transferred over to the next hub. Oh no! Oh man, I have all of those dungeon quests to turn in. Oh my gosh, these stalkers. They're tough. Bro. I'm actually at like pretty high risk of dying pulling more than 1 to 2 things like an actual DPS. Even though I'm really strong, it still is like, it's kind of tough to get through a pull. I'm not gonna lie. Really fun class though. Hopefully you guys learned a lot today. We went over Pyromancer, the 2 DPS specs, we did a dungeon. I'm probably gonna end with a battleground here, and that'll be the stream. Turn in these quests, get to the quest hub, and get out of here. Bloodstained helmet. Ooh, a plate helmet. Level 40, people can start wearing plate. Honestly, you can start wearing plate, I think, really early. There's 2 World Forge pieces of the gear literally right next to each other. Defense rating and health per second stamina. Nice tanking trinket or necklace. If you're looking for a tank necklace, this spot right here at level 42, you can pick it up. I will need Buddy Boy to get on. Find Prospector Rydal and let him know Hammertoe Grez is alive. Where's that at? Where do you want me to go? In our hurry to leave Oldman excavation site, we are forced to abandon many wagons. Not that one. There is text roughly scribbled in chalk on the map. Oh, Rydal. They're taking me to Oldman. Send help. Hammertoe. I think that there are 2 quests to be turned in here. All 3 of them are right there. We might hit level 41. We might get one more talent choice here. I'm gonna probably continue leveling up within Firebloom and Badlands. Really? Take that. Nice. And I'm probably gonna start questing as a DPS. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna finish up questing, get this character up to max level if I can. But overall, yeah, really freaking good stream today. We went over a lot, talked about the specs. Hopefully you guys had a good time. We got some followers, made some friends. Learned a little bit about Pyro and how good of an AoE damage it can do in dungeons. If you wanted top charts, Pyromancer, man. Holy crap, was that so fun and easy. If you want to be a good healer, Pyromancer as well. Very fun healer. Cannot talk about how this spec isn't good, is like as good as it is, actually. Divine Steed, hello? Mounted speed increased by 20%, but there wasn't a person on it. It's just a horse. Do I get a mount if I kill you? Hold on. Uh-oh. Okay. I'm not really worried about the dog. I'm definitely really worried about this horse. No, that horse kicked my ass. Is this a rare mount? I think I can kill it if I don't have the dog also attacking me. Let's try this. Hold on. This might be a rare mount. I've never seen the Divine Steed there before. It would be cool to have a paladin mount, I'm not gonna lie. And I don't really see anyone else here because everyone's playing the classless right now. Even with classless, we still had a really short queue as a DPS. Ooh, we also have some rank ups as well to grab. Perfect. Since we had level 40, I didn't even grab those since we had level 40. Wow. I am a dum-dum. Oh, this does a lot of damage actually. 500 damage to 8 enemies and disorienting them for 4 seconds. That does a lot of damage. That does more than my normal AoE does. I should be using that on cooldown. That's good to know. Okay, let's find an area where we can pull this horse safely. I think right here. And I'm gonna start off with Cinder, my AoE, or my root, sorry. Cinder Grasp switches over to Retribution Aura. Going here. Going back into my root. Going into my stun. No way. No, the horse. The freaking wolf at the end of that. That horse is tough, man. I wonder if I could do it in my healing spec. Am I about to prove you guys that healing spec questing is better than DPS spec questing? I feel like I could do it in heals. Because heals is just a matter of time. Let's try it. Let's go ahead and swap back over just to see if we can kill this. I think this might be a quest, but it also seems really hard to be a quest. And I'm wondering if it's got a cool drop. So we're going to commit to this. Hold your horses. Please drop something cool. That would be awesome. Let's clear this up a little bit before we swap into our heals. It is yellow, so it's not going to attack us. We just want to clear up this area. Almost freaking dying from that. Okay. Swap our specs. Hold on.
You're attacking something you're not supposed to be.
What's up?
You're attacking something you're not supposed to be.
No. Ooh, I got a new spell. Dragon Skin. Imbue your skin with draconic scales, reducing the duration of stun effects on you and increasing all resistances.
Oh, are you the scaly?
No.
You're being a scaly?
Stop. I'm not being a scaly.
You're being a buff daddy.
I'm
Dragon daddy?
not being a scaly. I'm literally switching specs now.
The Pyromancer back to just someone who spits fire instead of being a dragon.
I am literally a dragon that spits fire. Are you saying I'm switching over? I get it. Yeah. Ooh, we got some talents. Do we want... Yeah, Essence of Malagos is insane. And we'll take that too. Save changes. Okay. And then we'll grab my Essence of Malagos. Cleansing Flame gets put up here. Where's my DPS? Phoenix Dive. Yeah, that's all my heals. I moved some spells around because... So we spawned in our Phoenix. I gotta, like, remember how to do this spec too. I literally need one more action bar for just my buffs. The buffs are a little too much, I'm not gonna lie. There is a lot of buffs to go through. Okay. Screw it. Where's Explode? Actually, I'm probably not even gonna do the Explode. Not gonna lie. Cleansing Flame. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to use all my embers on healing. I really wish I had explode though. That cinder hurt. Oh god. Where is... I'm gonna have to go to my spellbook. There it is. Get him, chat. Get him. I am kind of running out of mana, but this is where Essence of Malagos comes in hot. Whoa! Okay, that's fine. I was not paying attention to my HP. Here we go. They should die. Without us dying again. Spawn in my Phoenix. That's what killed me. We're gonna do it. It's gonna be close, but we're gonna do it. Heal, 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 heal. One more ember somewhere. Yo! Oh, it dropped its armor. Now it's just a horse. So this drops nothing? Ah, it's disappointing. After all of that, that dropped nothing. It does... I wonder if it's tameable and it keeps its horse divine steed armor. Uh-oh. Is this a star caller proving that they're really strong? Is he a tank? I can't see his actual... He's got 3 specs. Starbarian. Freaking cool. Yeah, I can't see what spec he's actually ever in. That is interesting. Let's turn to those quests and we'll wrap up the stream here. Really fun one today. Hopefully you guys learned a lot. Like I said, thank you so much for all my YouTube VOD watchers. You guys are insane. Getting the subs up every single day. We're already up to double digits on subs now. Thank you for that. That's awesome. Soon to be triple digits. Keep up the good work. Subbing to Redthedeer VODs on YouTube. Massive support. Thank you so much across the board for everything you need, World of Warcraft needs. Come to my stream. I appreciate you guys helping out. Share the stream, share it with your friends, and always come and hang out. Tonight, we're going to be doing something a little different. We're going to be going to Marvel Rivals. So if you guys want to join us, download the game now at tonight. We will be trying it out. There was originally going to be a TikTok sponsorship, but that's kind of fallen through. So instead, I downloaded the game. I might as well at least give it one stream. Marvel Rivals tonight, and then we will continue with Project Ascension, trying out the Fair of Azar tomorrow. Thank you so much for checking this one out. I appreciate you guys. Until the next time I see you, play smart, play with your hearts, and always be red nose. Catch you guys in the next one. Okay, that's it now. Bye, bye-bye, everybody. Bye. Thank you so much. Okay, bye.